I'm gonna crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolates?
Yeah. Yep. We got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll go see Spider-Man."
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god!
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. My name is Josh Wingate, Josh Wingate 302, and I'm with my good buddy Josh Kimmel, Josh Kimmel OUS. What's up?
Remember we were talking about internet issues?
Oh yeah, yours kind of went in and out there for a second.
The entire time you were trying, you did the introduction. Do.
Yeah.
I've been trying to quote tweet that, and nothing was working. I'm like, no, not now. Like it was fine until now, but we're good. We're good.
I'm currently rolling my beer because
Yes.
that's what I was informed to do.
Yeah.
Look, hold up real quick. Hold up real quick. We're part of the Say It Again Network, Mugs and Balls on all platforms, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Go ahead.
I like to bring, not only say, hey, this is what I'm drinking, yada, yada, yada. I want to bring knowledge. If you have a smoothie sour, I'm teaching you how to drink a smoothie sour.
Please do, because I'm the one that's just going to pop it open and just shotgun it.
It's gonna it might be a gusher. I'm just not gonna be careful. You're wearing a white t-shirt. That is a smoothie style ale. All right, it's not a gusher.
Nothing.
Right. So let's get the beers out of the way. I'm drinking a hazy double IPA, Haze from Treehouse. If you know, you know. This wraps up my IPA series. I did Julius, I did Green, and now I'm doing Haze. It costs a lot of money to get these things shipped down here, so I do it once in a while. Well worth it. And Josh has some overflow. He has a lot of overflow. I wasn't there to train him how to freaking pour this beer.
I know how to pour beer.
Not if you shake it and roll it and fucking just jerk.
I could pour a beer for days. I was trying to, do the effects for the people because I'm, again, a man of the people. I want you all to know I'm the man of you. I want you to enjoy what you're hearing through your ear holes. So I'm going
to rate this Haze a 4.5 double IPA. It's very smooth. It tastes like a regular, or just tastes like a smooth IPA. If you, like I said, if you know, this is one of their regulars. It's nothing special. Everyone's had one of these.
This one's really good. It's a Brain Fuzz from Wild Mind Ales, and I'm going to give this. Normally, you don't like milk sugars, and I tend to agree with you. This one's really good, and I'm going to give it a 4.75.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's really good.
That breaks the Josh record book there. You said it has milk sugar in it?
Yeah.
There's a brewery down here called Hidden Springs. Nobody goes there anymore because he got canceled for abusing, sexually assaulting his employees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he got canceled. But they still make beer and people still go. But they add milk sugar to all of their beers, and they even have like shirts like with milk sugar all over it. Like that's their gimmick. It fucking sucks. I don't like milk
sugar. This one's really good.
No, if it's done well, but they just fucking suck.
I'm a big cherry person. Like I love cherry, and that's one of the main ingredients in this. So of course I'm gonna love it.
Okay, so we have a big show today. We're starting
very big show.
Look, we're tired of bullshitting with we're watching baseball or we're not. I mean,
we are. Phillies are on right now.
I mean, we're watching, but we're not. Like, it's not like. Did you watch that Yankees Red Sox game? We're not.
Oh yeah, I'm not watching. I watched the Phillies.
Exactly. So we figured we did the countdown. We did the weeks. If we break down a division show until the opening day, we will be there. So fuck it. We're gonna talk football all season because this is what we're here.
That's what we are. We're basically a football show, and then when NHL rolls around, we let Kimmel talk a little bit about that, and basketball we talk a little bit about.
So let's talk about my first ever live Scott Fishbowl draft.
Yeah.
It happened this weekend. I just want to get it out of the way. If you don't know what the Scott Fishbowl is, it's like 1 million people, and they all get in and draft fantasy football on myfantasyleague.com or Sleeper. Slow draft, so a lot of people don't understand what's happening, all the casuals. We actually got invited to a live draft in Orlando, and when I mean we, I mean Dirtbag Dave and I. So we made the trip 10 a.m.
Dirtbag Dave, I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, he's I'm sure he's watching right now because he had a good time. But yes, we drove all the way down to Orlando. We went to a restaurant called Walk-Ons. We had some mozzarella sticks of the size of cheese dicks. There we go in the chat. They were the size. Davey. So I had these before with Davey, my other friend.
So hold up, what did you have?
Cheese sticks, but they're the size of a penis.
Oh, okay.
Erected, like they're gigantic. Like I'm not kidding.
So about 3 to 4 inches.
4 to 5.
Yeah. There you go.
Girthy, Anyway, they're very good. If you've ever been to a Walk-Ons, Drew Brees is an investor. He's part of so it's a Cajun style sports bar. So everything's like they got po' boys, all that fun stuff. Anyway, then we had our Scott Fishbowl draft. I crushed it. I drafted all of the Cowboys. Don't steal Davey's jokes. Davey says he likes to order it with a ranch, so it makes it feel real or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had our Scott Fishbowl draft. I met a lot of people. I'm very like introverted, but after I got there, settled in, I made a couple picks. I shook some hands, met some people, hung out with Dave. We had a great time. I don't know why he just went away.
Who?
You. What's going on?
No, my daughter's upstairs acting like she has to use the bathroom, so I kind of muted for a little bit so you can go and you didn't hear the,
I thought
whatever,
me. But anyway, so that was it. We had a great time. The draft's still going on. If you're in Scott Fishbowl, you're having a great time. If you're not, try to get in next year.
It's still going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's a slow draft. The majority of, there was only like not a few, there was 10, I don't even know, 10, 20 live drafts that happened around the nation. They had Chicago, they had Orlando, they had probably I know they had Minneapolis, they had probably Los Angeles. I don't know, they had big cities, and they were hosted by a bunch of people. And we had 36 people, so 3 drafts, and ours. And Josh, are you there?
I'm here.
I don't like this. I don't like the dead silence. Like, what am I doing? I don't like that. That's weird. What the fuck is going on?
I'm listening to you while my wife is getting mad at my daughter for not going to bed. So just
okay.
Muting her.
Give me the good old head nod once in a while because you fucking look frozen. God damn, like you're fucking Elsa over there. Anyway, that was it. That's my Scott Fishbowl story. Fucking Josh. No, the majority of them start today online.
So your draft was slow?
It was fast up. So they told us originally first 10 rounds, and then we're going home. So we had the room. I think we went to Disney Resort, one of these hotels. I don't know, one of these gigantic hotels.
Yeah.
So we had our meeting room, and then we just 3 drafts going on at the same time. So it's cool to walk around and see what they're doing, what he's doing. Oh shit, Dave just took Justin Jefferson in the first. We saw someone take Davis Mills in the 3rd round.
He took Justin Jefferson in the first.
102. Yeah, second pick.
Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness. What a joke.
Stop. That's the point though. It's for fun.
It's for charity. Yeah, it's for charity. No, that's good.
It's to raise awareness and it's to do good things.
He's giving a lot of people charity after that pick.
Yes, and it's to become like one with the community. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, let's get into the AFC South. I got nothing to say about it. I'm fishbowled out for the weekend.
So let's talk about your picks real quick. Like,
do we want to? Do you want to bring up my picks?
I want to talk about your picks. Like,
should we? Hold on. You keep on talking. I'll pull them up right now so we can share.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just excited because I think you got a good team. I mean, I looked at what you had, and I think no one's beating you. I honestly don't.
Like ever?
Ever. Like undefeated.
All right, undefeated. I like that. That's a good, except for week 9. Week 9 might be tough.
You got a good quarterback wide receiver combo in that matchup. You got someone later. I felt like that is normally a perennial. I believe that's who you got. A perennial top 10 running back. I could be wrong on that fact if I'm remembering your team here. Ooh,
there you go. You killed enough time. There it is, right there.
Yeah. I think you got one of the steals of the draft here in Ezekiel Elliott. People are very down on him. He could be a top 5 running back next year. We don't know. Seriously.
So, okay, if you guys want to talk some strategy real quick or what happened, I wanted Dak 110, first round pick. I wanted Dak. Quarterbacks are super important in this league. They count for completion percentages. They count for, you get like -1 point for incompletion, 0.5 points for a completion. Interceptions are wild. So I really wanted a quarterback. Dak was the best one available. There was Kyler on the board, but I kind of wanted Dak. CMC, slam dunk. The best fucking player in the world. CMC, slam dunk.
That's crazy.
CD was a stack. I'll tell you what, I didn't want CD. Kirk Cousins, I wanted him, and he got picked right before me. So that kind of threw my whole. This is when I said, fuck. I threw my papers in the air. You know how you bring your draft guide and you rip it after the third round? Pretty much what I did. Just threw everything in the air, said, fuck it, I'm going to have fun. That's when I went Zeke, Schultz, and I really wanted Pollard, but I had to wait. Pollard got taken and ruined the mega stack, but I had fun. Values, Gasecki.
But a lot of people are down on Elliott right now, and he's a perennial, at least not top 10 running back. Over his career, he's been a top 5 running back. He had he had a very down year last year, so I think you got someone who is a steal because people are so down on him, and you have that high upside where you got him in the 4th round.
And we also have the legend, as Dirtbag Dave just said, Zach Wilson. We should have done the AFC East today, thinking about Zach Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
That's my guy, 7.03. I liked him before the news happened, baby. That's my dude. I knew he was cool. I knew he and him had something in common.
In that draft, after I heard of what's his name's, where he doesn't really care, Trevor Lawrence, he's like, oh, I don't really love the game, blah, 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 and everything that came after, I was like, how is this not a bigger deal than what people were talking about? Mm. And Zach Wilson then became my number 1 quarterback in that draft. So
look, that's all I got to
say. Dropping bombs and banging moms.
Sorry, that's enough Scott Fishbowl. We got to put this thing away. It's still going on. Hopefully I make my 12th pick tonight. I don't know.
Traylon Burks, I hate that pick.
He was the best receiver available. I'm not going to lie. There was Lockett out there, but I'm taking Lockett.
I hate the news of them trying to hype him up and then he's missing half the practices because
I know
his asthma.
I know he's missing time. I definitely know that as a fantasy player. I do know that. But at this point, it was either Lockett with Drew Lock, which I saw Sutton and Judy pretty much 2 feet in the grave last year because of Lock. So I'm not messing with Lockett. So I might as well, I might shoot my shot with Burks. You might. Yeah. Who else do they have? Robert Woods.
I don't know.
Robert Woods. But
they do have Robert Woods.
Who do they have? That's my point. That's why I took Traylon Burks there. But let's move on from Scott Fishbowl and go into the AFC South. We should have had don't we have 1 million AFC South people in our network?
Yeah, in our network we do. Titans, we have Colts, and then there's never been a Jaguars fan ever in their existence, and I don't know of a Texas fan ever either. So
there was a Jaguar fan at the Scott Fishbowl. He's in our league. He had a Jaguar shirt.
No. He's a Tebow fan, and he was hoping that Tebow would become a Jaguar.
There you go. So now this is your thing. We're going to get a little serious. So you take on the hosting. I'm just going to lay back and answer questions.
Oh, geez. Okay,
yep.
Yeah. There we go.
That's how we're playing it.
I mean, when we were talking... when we were talking about it, he's like, yeah, I'm going to do so much research and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. Josh will run it. And now I'm running it. But anyway, yeah. So let's break down these teams.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start number 1, Indianapolis Colts.
The Colts have an interesting, very interesting offseason.
They did. And the biggest move I felt like was quarterback change. Carson Wentz out. They traded him. I don't know how they were able to trade him. But he went to the Commanders. And then they made a trade and got Matt Ryan.
I think the Matt Ryan trade is pretty much genius. But, again, they have to stop doing this. They have to stop trading for a Band-Aid. That's what they're doing. They're not, instead of getting stitches and fix the problem, you're just putting another Band-Aid on. And how long is this Band-Aid going to hold until it rips right apart? I mean, it happens almost every year for them.
They're trying to do that Denver connection where Denver is able to get some veterans in there and go to Super Bowls, a.k.a. Peyton Manning. So they're trying to do that. I don't know if it's going to work, but they have the roster to do something big. They really do.
Well, they do, of course they do, and plus they're in that easy division where the Titans and it's the Colts. There's no one else. I mean, we're going to talk about the other teams later, but
Yeah.
let's just be honest. It's the two-man race, and when you add Matt Ryan, who is a slight upgrade on Wentz, I wouldn't say major upgrade. Maybe 4 years ago, major upgrade, but now I just don't see it. They do have a better offensive line, which Atlanta didn't have. They have Michael Pittman. They have better receivers than Atlanta had last year.
And your boy Alec Pierce,
And my boy Alec Pierce. And
who they drafted.
yep, and they have a great defense. Like Darius Leonard
Yes.
gets slept on every single year, and he's always one of the best linebackers in the game. So they have enough to get it done. They're not going to be a contender. There's no way, but they can win this division. They could be in the wild card.
You don't think they would?
What be?
I think they can be a contender. I think Matt Ryan taking care of the football, making better decisions than Carson Wentz. I think that's what you're getting out of Matt Ryan.
But let's be honest, though, right? The AFC is run by Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Like they're not even with the Matt Ryan addition. I wouldn't even rank them in my top 6. So how can I say they can make a run when they have to win games on the road? They're going to have to go to Buffalo in the playoffs. They're going to have to go to Cincinnati.
But I think they're built to go to those teams. Veteran quarterback, like I said, he doesn't have the biggest arm, but he can protect the ball. He can make smart decisions. And then you also have that X factor in Jonathan Taylor, where you can run the ball at an excellent rate and keep the ball out of the other quarterback's hand. That's what under Jason Garrett. That's what the Dallas Cowboys did a lot. They weren't the best roster. They weren't this, but DeMarco Murray was our running back, and we were just able to put the ball in his hands and run the clock, and the other quarterback really didn't have many opportunities. So I feel like if you can play that game, you can win a lot more games than expected because your offense almost becomes a defense as well when you already have an excellent defense on the other side as well.
Do you believe that teams have an identity? And what I mean by that is the Vikings. They'll always lose the tough ones. They'll always be just not good enough. The Jaguars will always just suck, no matter what you do. The Colts will always choke in the end, and they play to their.
I think teams do, but every year you're able to play out of that identity.
I feel like the teams play out of that identity for 1 or 2 years, and then they go right back to it because in the end it goes to ownership and what ownership does and what ownership feels. And if they're a shitty owner, Joe Burrow and the Bengals could do this for a couple years, but that ownership is shitty. So then they'll go right back down to the bottom. I feel like that's how all sports work. That's why the kings are kings and the shitty peons are the shitty peons. It happens too much. Like the Jaguars. They were supposed to be so good. They had that defense. They played out. They should have been in the Super Bowl that one year with Saxonville. And then what happened? Went back to shit because they all played out of their minds. Every single player on that offense played at Blake Bortles, Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns. Come on, man.
Yeah, but Blake Bortles turned out to be the issue ultimately. And didn't they get rid of a lot of defensive players after that?
They did because shitty ownership.
Yeah.
I mean, it just comes down to that. But yes, the Colts, I believe they will, like I said, be in the running of it.
They'll win the division.
I don't know if they'll win the division.
I think 100% they're winning the division.
Well, I mean, I'm not calling my predictions yet because that's just stupid, Josh. We have other shows to do, right? And things can happen in the offseason. So
things could happen, but at this moment, I think they're winning the division 100%.
100%. So you think they'll beat Tennessee twice, or do you think they'll split? Because it comes down to those two.
I think they could split against Tennessee, but I think Tennessee took a big step back this offseason.
Because of the A.J. Brown loss? Was there any more losses on the defensive side? Because that's your specialty. I don't know much about defense.
I think the A.J. Brown loss was a big one. I know they added the Robert Woods, but I don't think Robert Woods is a true number one receiver. I think he's a very top-end complementary wide receiver that's able to do a lot, but he needs to have that other receiver on the other side to allow him to do that. And I don't think they have that in Traylon Burks. Like we said while we were doing your Scott Fishbowl talk, can he play a whole game? Is his asthma going to act up? Like, you're going through practice and your asthma is killing you that bad? Like, get into a real game. What's going to happen? I don't know if it acted up in Arkansas, but what's going on?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like he crushed it in Arkansas. There was no concerns there. Is it because he's lazy and doesn't want to show up to camp? Is it what I know? I heard that. I heard that he was lazy and just didn't want to work. If that's
Yeah,
the case, then he's just dead in the water.
yeah, especially a
And
wide receiver in the NFL.
yeah, of course. I mean, we've seen like look, guys. Not all these guys are gonna hit. Burks, Jameson, Williams. Like, there's gonna be your Jalen Rakers. Just happens. It's just the way it
Yeah,
is. And Burks could be that. It's not like the Titans are a long history of drafting amazing wide receivers. They had AJ Brown for a couple seasons, maybe a season and a half because of all of his injuries.
yeah,
Other than that, who have they had? Like, they're not known for that. The way they're going to win the football games are Derrick Henry.
and
And
before when they had AJ Brown, I know they got Robert Woods, and they got a lot of like toolsy receivers that can do a lot of gimmicky things on their roster right now. So they might be doing a lot of motions and everything like that, trying to spread all defenses out. But just zone in on Derek Woods. Let the other people beat you because they still have Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. He's not going to win any games for you.
hey, man, like he's had some good years. You need to chill
He
out.
has, but he's not. He's not going to win you games. If you focus on Derrick Henry and try and stop Derrick Henry and force the ball in Ryan Tannehill's hands, you'll win eventually. Depending on if you're evenly matched and you do that, you're going to win.
I agree, but they're never going to have that. Tannehill needs to go win because they play just enough good defense where they won't get blown out. And Derrick Henry, I swear, when they're down 2 touchdowns, they still run the ball. Like, I watch Red Zone, I watch all their games, I see everything.
And
They'll be down 2 touchdowns, and I'm like, oh, there goes my Derrick Henry day, and they're just still giving because you know why? He gives them the best chance.
Yeah,
He goes, Vrabel goes, you know what? Okay, a 20-yard pass would be cool, but how about 3 rushes for 20 yards?
yeah.
Works the same. I mean, plus you're beating up the defense as you do it.
I
Derrick
think
Henry
losing that AJ Brown that you really had to focus on, I think it hurt Derrick Henry in the long run.
It will hurt, but he's always had men in the box. I looked at all his fantasy stats. He always averages the most men in the box, no matter what.
Yeah,
Maybe
But
that's why AJ Brown was getting open. Does anyone ever
maybe
think about that?
maybe that's a very
Right?
good possibility.
Like, nobody ever brings that up. I don't think AJ Brown's like. I mean, he's good.
I think he's
But
good.
He's not consistent. He can get phased out of a game.
Still young.
Super young. I mean, come on. I don't know. But I do think if we're making predictions right now, since you already did, I think the Titans are going to win the division. I say this coaching staff is smarter, better. I think that they're more they're built to win in that North. They're built. They could beat down the Colts. Right? We saw Matt Ryan's not clutch. Like he's just as good as Tannehill these days.
Right now they have their cornerbacks as Christian Fulton, good cornerback. And then number 2, Roger McCreary. I think he's the bust cornerback of this draft. Hate him. I hate to say hate him. Hate the player that he is. Don't know him as a person. But I just think he's going to bust so hard. I mean, going back to
With the cheese dicks?
Zach Wilson.
Cheese dicks all over the face.
Yeah.
I wish you were there. You'd understand it.
Yeah, no, I get it. Funny.
It's not funny. No. You should see the size of these things. Massive. But
Yeah, you said like 3 to 4 inches. Massive.
yeah, I mean, come on. Handheld. You can bring it anywhere. You don't have to do much with it. But yes, the Titans. I don't see how they can lose this division. Colts always play down to their. Yes, they always play. They'll lose to the Jaguars. You know what I mean? The Titans won't do that. Their coaching staff won't do that. That's what it comes down to. I don't think the Colts have a better coach than Vrabel. I think Vrabel is one of the best coaches in the NFL. Yes, he makes some dumbass decisions sometimes. That's okay. But other than that, he's very solid and he knows what he wants to do. He doesn't get rattled in games. That's the thing. I think some coaches get rattled easily. Him, always cool and calm. Always.
Do you think you're going to get an improved Taylor Lewan this year? Or do you think you're going to get that up and down player we saw last year?
It's so hard to evaluate offensive line. It
Because
really
you have Dylan Radins, who rookie. I really liked him, but you could also say he has room to improve. And then a bunch of like Aaron Brewer, I don't know, honestly. Nate Davis, I don't know, honestly. Ben Jones, I know he's a really good center. But there's a lot of question marks, I feel like, along that offensive line, and Titans fans could be coming at me for that. But you really need Taylor Lewan to come on and be that top tier line left tackle that he's been over the years. And the question mark really is Ryan Tannehill. What are you going to get out of him this year?
Right. You're going to get a game manager who's going to make the right throws and not make mistakes. And if he does, Josh, and they do falter, it's going to be Willis time.
What?
And that's what I want to see.
Hope.
Imagine that RPO with Henry in that rushing game.
That'd be scary. That.
Just imagine. I'm not saying that he can run it perfect because I don't know if he has. I didn't watch. All I seen was the Senior Bowl. Yeah, I'm sure he can. Run. I know he can. I know he can run.
His entire junior year.
But I don't know. Just imagine how that offense would spark with him. Like, I know everyone's down because he's a 3rd round pick or 4th, whatever it was. It was ridiculous.
Number 1 quarterback.
I think he's going to be the number 1 quarterback in this draft, and I think if you get him on the field, if they're 3-4, 3-6, whatever the case may be, throw him in there and see what happens.
I think you need to sit him.
I know you do, but let's have fun. Let's do some Willie Beeman.
Yeah, I get that.
Any given Sunday,
fun, but...
Jamie fucking Foxx out there just making plays. Boom, making the playoffs. Boom, boom.
I think you need to let him sit and learn the game a little more because it's a big jump from where he played at Liberty to coming up to the NFL. I don't think he's ready to play yet. But Ryan Tannehill, he's the question mark of the Titans. And if you ask me if I want Matt Ryan or Ryan Tannehill, I'm probably going Matt Ryan.
Probably going Tannehill because he's more mobile, but it sucks because the Colts have more offensive weapons. That's where I land in this situation.
Jonathan Taylor or Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry.
I'm Jonathan Taylor all day, every day.
Jonathan Taylor, I know you say that, but he gets bottled down a lot. A lot of his production last year came off of, he had 26, 27 carries in the red zone, which is ridiculous. That's never going to happen again. We've seen him become, who was that loser out of Bama? I think the running back who failed, Trent Stevenson.
Trent Richardson.
Trent Richardson, yeah, he's had many of those games where he didn't 13 carries for 20 yards. Like, I've seen him. Derrick Henry, he fucking just rolls. And you know what?
But Derrick Henry could have those same games. He could have 13 carries for 15 yards, and then at the end of the game, 4th quarter, he goes and just runs for a 100-yard carry. And
yeah, but guess what? He's able to do that. I don't think Jonathan Taylor is. I think Taylor's
I don't know about
Hold
that.
on. He doesn't. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't look at these analytics and 40-yard dashes, but there's no fucking way he's faster than Derrick Henry.
Oh.
When Derrick Henry is when he's running down the stride, dude, he just looks like a fucking gazelle out there. He just looks so beautiful.
Derrick Henry is fast for his size. Jonathan Taylor's fast.
He might be fast. I don't know. Like I said, when I watch football, when I see the breakaway runs, I see Henry not getting caught. I see Taylor in trouble. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, no, I get that.
We don't see those breakaway runs from Taylor ever. But Henry gets at least once every other game. I mean, come on, he's just a better player to me.
I think it has to do with the size too. I really do. How many people are worried about tackling Taylor compared to Derrick Henry?
Size matters. That's why I'm taking Henry as well.
I get that.
That's why dude, he fucking made guys look. He turns them sideways. He just does.
He does.
Thor, whatever, Hulk smash, and the dude just turns sideways. It's not even like, okay, tell me when Jonathan Taylor can make someone go sideways, and then we'll talk about this conversation. Seriously. All right, next time it happens, we'll have this conversation.
We'll have to watch this year and check because I really do think I'm taking Taylor over Henry.
I mean, come on, dude. It's an aging running back versus a fresh one. Like, come on. Of course, Taylor's going to look fresher and faster, but at his age, coming off that foot injury, I'm still taking Henry.
If Henry was Taylor's age at his career, you're taking Taylor over Henry too because Henry had a very slow start to his career.
Slow, and I was a big Derrick Henry hater. Dirtbag Dave can tell you that. I made fun of Derrick Henry and his. I did not like him as a player.
I didn't like him coming out.
And then there's 1 year he had like 3 great games in a row at the very end of the year. I'm like, is this real?
Yeah.
And then it never stopped.
He just took over at the end of a season, and I think
I was not on him. I was a hater. I was someone who didn't like Derrick Henry, and here I am defending him today as the best running back in the world, behind Zeke, of course, behind Zeke.
Christian McCaffrey,
behind Christian McCaffrey, of course. Of course. That's it. Those are the only guys I'll say behind. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah. CMC 1, Zeke 2. Now people will say Zeke's washed. Of course he's washed. I'm just doing this as a gimmick, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Like, grow up, people. Like, what the fuck? Who cares? Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go to the Jags.
They spent a lot of money.
That's why I want to get to them, because they think if you throw money at mediocre players, then it might mean something.
I mean, they're trying to put talent around Trevor Lawrence. That's 100% what they're doing. They're trying to make Trevor Lawrence not look bad, and they're trying to sell tickets.
Did they get talent, though? Like, did they?
They got, running back situation, Christian Kirk. He's a really good 3 receiver.
They have all the slot receivers. They have all the slot receivers.
Marvin Jones, Zay Jones.
Nobody's going to be out wide. We're doing bunches. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. There you go. I'm a big Zay Jones guy coming out of VTech. I really am. I loved him.
They're running really that play. Do you play Mad?
I've played Mad. I haven't in a while.
There's that play where they're in bunches where the 2 guys go in or out and in. Or what is that? What is this? Where you go like straight and then you turn right and the other guy turns left.
Out.
They do a little outpost.
Yeah.
And then the 2 guys.
A post is when you go.
Yeah. No. Hold on. The out routes, they'll do the out routes, and then the other guys in the middle will do the fucking slants. Post out. Yeah, post out. No, post. Yeah, post out.
Yeah, post is when you run up and over.
Is it?
Yeah.
And that's a post?
Yeah.
I call them corner. I call them corner routes.
Well, yeah, corner and post route.
Yeah, the corner routes. Those are the bullshit cheese plays in Madden. That's all they're gonna do. Christian Kirk. Who Laviska Shenault? That bum.
Marvin Jones.
That bum.
Zay Jones.
That bum.
And they got Evan Ingram.
Another bum. Like they got the bum team.
They got a lot of potential, but
they got the all shitty bum draft. Like, ooh, they're high upside. Christian Kirk's a high upside guy. Evan Ingram, he's a high upside. Dude, they got all the shitty like top high round picks. That's what they did.
They're saying James Robinson's going to be their starter running back, 100%. And then they got this guy, Travis Etienne, who is a fucking bum. You guys are high on him, but he's a bum. He can't pass block, which tells me he's not going to be there on third downs. He can't catch out of the backfield. A lot of people are trying to hype him like he can. He's not very good out of the backfield catching the ball. And he's not a very good runner. So, I don't know. I can't tell you. That was an Urban Meyer miss and a half, which he had a lot of them in his career in Jacksonville. So...
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't in on ETN. I traded for him in a dynasty league last year. I rostered him in one league. I rostered him in one league. That's it. I'm kind of iffy about him. I'm not going to roster him in any redraft league. I don't even want a part of him or Dobbins or Akers. Like all the guys that got injured last year, I kind of just don't want. Not because of the injuries, just because of their situation. Well, Akers because of the injury. If he didn't tear his Achilles, I'd love this guy. He'd be a first-round pick. But Dobbins, I don't like his situation either as ETN. But back to the Jaguars, I can't see out of my left eye. James Robinson may not be back right away, but I think when he comes back, he is the starter.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
Who else do they have?
That's it.
Because I don't think ETN can be a third-down guy. So are you just going to throw ETN out there first and second down, and you're going to throw a guy that can pass block out there on third downs?
I guess that's what they're going to have to do, or keep James Robinson in there. I don't know. Maybe he learned. Maybe he learned how to pass pro. How about that? You ever thought about that?
He did it being hurt.
Watch Madden.
I don't think.
Dude, how hard could it be?
He doesn't even show an effort to pass block. There's an art as a running back to pass block.
Yeah, you get your head down, you freaking hit him with the knees.
But he doesn't even want to. He has no want to pass block.
I don't blame him. Shit hurts. That would hurt.
Yeah, it would. But As a running back, you have to be able to do that to go out on third down.
To protect
5'10", 215 pounds. Little bitch. That's what he is.
That's what people are saying about Ronald Jones. No, not people. People aren't saying that. They're saying he's a starting running back in Kansas City. Ronald Jones cannot pass protect. If Ronald Jones could pass protect, he'd still be in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady said, "Get this fucking guy out of my fucking huddle." That's what happened. So people thinking Ronald Jones is going to start in Kansas City with Mahomes back there, this dude can't block. But same thing for ETN.
But that's my biggest thing when I look at running backs evaluating them. Can they pass block? If they can pass block, okay, then we can have that discussion. Or do they show a want to pass block? And then we can have that discussion of maybe you can be that top tier running back. But if you can't pass block and you don't want to, then you're not going to be a top tier running back in the NFL.
And that's why Zeke's constantly on the field because he can pass pro. That's why Aaron Jones, he's better than most at pass pro. There's a lot of guys out there that can pass pro.
And there's a guy that got drafted this year that we're going to see get a lot of time. And I think he went to Washington. Brian Robinson.
I hate you. I hate that you said that.
Why?
Because I like Gibson.
I'm just saying, I love Gibson too. I don't think they use him correctly. But Brian Robinson, he's going to get a lot of time because he is a difference maker at pass blocking.
Man, I know he is, and I'm targeting him in all my leagues, but I'm low key talking shit about him so nobody picks him. Seriously?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
they don't use him right.
Good. But I know, but Robinson's going to get play. It's going to suck. But it is what it is. Trevor Lawrence. We didn't talk about Trevor.
We did. We said that they're trying to put weapons around him. But what is there to say? He's got a ton of potential. Peyton Manning potential, but he can run. They just need talent around him. They need to give him time. I think, if I remember correctly, they built the offensive lineup a little bit. Brandon Sheriff at right guard, which when he was coming out, I thought he was going to be a guard all the way around. I think that's his best position. Cam Robinson they signed, and then they got who a lot of scouts consider one of the steals of this year's draft, Walker Little out of Stanford at right tackle. So they kind of rebuilt that offensive line. They got a lot of quick, shifty receivers. And then they got Evan Ingram, someone who can drop the ball very well. So
how much do you think tickets are for the Jaguars? Let's go
Jaguars game.
Let's go week 2 against the Colts. I'm gonna buy tickets right now. Just guess.
Against the Colts.
Just guess. Just give me a guess.
$105. Cheapest ticket?
Yeah.
I'll go $25.
Nah, that's too cheap. $36. Section 430.
Don't you hate it when that happens? You're trying to make a point, and then someone's like, "Oh, I think they're $5."
Yeah,
you're like, "Well, fuck."
You're a piece of shit, by the way. Yeah. All right, how about this? We'll go center field, 50-yard line, as you guys call it. First section. How much do you think resale tickets are?
First section, so
literally
front row, 50-yard line.
Well, not front row. I'm saying just in general.
Well, it depends where it's at.
Well, because I can't get front row. You can't there's
lower level.
Yeah, lower level, 50-yard line.
It should be, I would say, about $400, but I'll say they're $250.
All right. Honestly, they're $321. $321. Good job. I mean, that's not even close to a Stanley Cup ticket for the Lightning, but sure.
Well, what? Week 2 compared to the Stanley Cup.
Shut up, Josh. All right, stupid son of a bitch. That's resale. That's resale. That's just one ticket. I didn't look at all the other tickets. That was just one ticket. Gosh, dude, just
you're dying over here.
Yeah, there's something in my eye.
Let's get to the last team on this list. The Houston Texans. Are they going to be allowed to play this season after the whole Deshaun Watson? They were involved. I think they should be in big trouble. Damian Pierce, the running back out of Florida, is going to be the starting running back. They got Davis Mills. A lot of people. What's up?
So just for fun, I looked up week 5 for the Jaguars against the Texans just because I wanted to have fun.
Oh, geez.
$27, and it's a verified resale ticket. It's not even an official ticket. It's a resale ticket. Lowest is $27.
Jeez.
That's cheaper than a baseball game. That's cheaper than going to the fair. Fair
Is
tickets
it?
are like $30. Yes.
Jeez, your fare is fucking expensive, bud.
Yeah, they are. It's ridiculous.
Where's your fare held at?
Florida State Fairgrounds. I don't know, like right down the road,
Oh, really?
like 10 minutes
Um,
from me.
so a quarterback everyone's looking forward to, Davis Mills. People see a lot of potential out of him. I don't. They got Damian Pierce out of Florida, Brandon Cooks, Nico Collins, John Mechie, who is someone to look forward to out of that slot, a very shifty player.
Shh, don't say it too loud, man.
Brevin Joseph or
Brevin Jordan from
Sorry.
the U. He had some games last year. He looked pretty promising.
Yeah. Kenyon Green, one of my favorite guards last year. Let's see, Titus Howard, good right tackle. Laramie Tunsil, a penalty waiting to happen. And then they got a bunch of people on the defensive side of the ball. Their top pick, Derek Stingley Jr., who a lot of people are saying is the best cornerback in that draft. We'll see.
We'll see. The thing with the Texans is there's not much to talk about because they're just so bad. I think they're going to get the first pick. I think they'll probably be the worst team in football.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I think that in the end, it'll come down to them. And, I mean, I couldn't even tell you. They're so far below everyone else. I couldn't tell you who else. Them and the Jaguars, which is pathetic. They might be the two worst teams in all of football.
Yeah.
If you break it down, once we do, we will, we'll do all the projections, but they might be the worst teams in football. They might both go 1-17 or whatever it could be. 1-6, 1-16.
Do you think we'll see a team that just sucks to suck so they can get a quarterback?
We've seen it before. We saw
I
the
know,
Colts
but
do
this
it.
year.
Yeah, I do. I think the Texans are prime for it. Davis Mills is not the future. Sorry.
Do you think the Texans are going to get a draft pick taken from them, and some kind of penalty for this Deshaun Watson thing?
So, didn't the Patriots get taken a draft pick away from for like Spygate?
Multiple times. Spygate
right?
for there's something else.
There
Video.
was, yeah.
They
Spygate
started video
didn't-
recording. They did another one too.
Yeah.
I think out in like Chicago or something.
Either way. Do you think that's worse for the NFL or Watson?
I think Watson.
I think Watson's way worse. That's what I was going to say. Way worse because, big deal. They're trying to cheat to win football games.
And they got value for him after doing that. That's my thing.
Yes. This one was, we're just going to help a criminal become a criminal and cover it up and then get rid of them. And hopefully no one catches the paper trail. Fucking idiots. Yes, they should be getting draft picks taken away.
But do you think they will?
No.
No.
Yes.
You do?
I don't know, man.
Because they're onto it if they are. So are they going to suck just to suck if they know that their pick is going to be bad or is going to be taken away from? Because if they get anything taken away, it's a first-round pick. Hands down, first-round pick being taken away.
If they try their hardest, so they're still not going to win more than 2 games. Even if they try their hardest, they're not a good they're not well ran. Yeah. They don't have any kind of – what do they have to build around? Like, what's their – you said that defensive player, right? But who builds around defensive players anymore besides Aaron Donald? In the end, Michael Parsons, there's a couple, but there's not many. What do they have on that offense where they can go, that's our guy?
I think Damian Pierce is a guy you can kind of build around.
I like him. I'm a big fan of him, but I don't know if you could.
In their situation, you can build around Damian Pierce.
But what I'm saying is when they sell tickets and when they put the big posters around town, who's on their post? Brandon Cooks. He's the only guy. And he's 28 years old. Dave told me to please stop. Why am I please stopping? Dave, why?
Yeah.
Put a jersey on. Of course. He goes away. But I don't know if he's talking to me. He might be talking to you. I don't know. Oh, Pierce. Oh, Pierce is good. Stop. He's not a bum.
What?
Dave didn't watch much college football. He didn't see him.
We can tell.
Pierce will be good. He's not going to be...
For their situation, he's a player you can build around.
But he's not going to be someone... He's not a Jonathan Taylor. He's not a Derrick Henry.
No, not at all.
So you can't really build around... Like, what I mean is who's their franchise player? They don't have one.
Brandon Cooks, Derek Stingley.
But Brandon Cooks is 27, 28 years old at this point. He's not a franchise player.
Laramie Tunsil, I guess, would be their guy.
who's that bum from Baltimore we need to watch out for? I don't know what he's talking about.
Duvernay.
Oh, Duvernay. Yes, he's gonna be okay, Dave.
No, I'm
Dave's
just
gonna-
saying. I
No,
know
no,
he's in a little thing. When I said Baltimore, I'm just saying my whole thing was they're trying to figure out who they have on their roster. Duvernay has speed. You could see something come from him. If you don't, they're going to go out and get someone.
Yo, they've
by
been talking
trade
about
deadline.
that Porsche guy or Porsche, whatever the fuck that is.
Prochet.
Yeah, they've been talking about that guy a lot.
Yeah.
I've been hearing his name almost every day, and I'm almost tired of it. Because when you hear someone's name every day, you know they suck. You know they suck. Like you just know. Oh, he's taking snaps out of this. He's doing shut the fuck. He sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
They need something. They need a number one because they currently don't have one. They have a really good number two.
Who?
Baltimore.
Bateman could be a one.
He's a really good number two right now.
We'll talk about the AFC North very soon, probably next week. But let's not talk about that now. We're talking about Damian Pierce and the Texans. Yes, they're going to tank. They have nobody. They have nothing around them. They're the dead. They're a minor league team.
But do you tank knowing that you're going to get a pick taken away, or are you going to try your hardest?
But like I said, they
trying to develop
hardest.
your players.
They can try their hardest. They're going to win 2 games. They're going to win 2 to 3 games. That's just
and the Jaguars could win less. And I'm trying to think of another team that could win less. Maybe the Vikings.
No, Vikings will be good this year. They'll be solid. That's what I'm saying. It's very hard to think.
What about
of worse
Seattle?
Team. Yeah, they're gonna suck, and they're gonna suck to suck. It just they're going to. There's rumblings about Jimmy G. I saw that today. Jimmy G.
My thought process is that's the one team that you want to see, or that you're going to look out for. That's going to want to suck because they're a quarterback away from being very good.
Well, we saw that with Russell Wilson, and they were a quarterback away. If he played the whole season, never got hurt, they'd be in it. They would be, contending. But yeah, it's very hard to see anyone being suckier than the Jaguars or the Texans. And that's why the Colts and the Titans actually have a chance to make the playoffs. Because if you put a Chargers in there, Raiders, any of these second tier teams in other divisions, to win in that division, hands down. And it sucks that someone's going to miss a playoff spot because we have to give it to the Colts or we have to give it to the Texans or Titans.
But I think they're a good team.
Think about that. The whole AFC West.
You don't think they're good teams, though?
I think the Broncos, you put the Broncos over there, they win that division. You put anyone in the AFC West, they win that division. Hands down. You put, let's say Watson plays.
Yeah.
You put anyone in that AFC North.
He's not playing.
But let's just say he plays. Anyone.
Oh, I don't know. I don't agree with that.
I think Pittsburgh could win that division too.
I don't agree with that.
I do. I don't care what you say.
I don't agree that Pittsburgh could win it. I think Baltimore, hands down, could win it. I think they're going to be one of the better teams in the league this year. I think the Bengals are going to compete, but I think it would be a competition.
I think that the Titans just had the number 1 seed, and you're acting like they trash. I'm just saying that because I'm killing time because I heard someone's not going to bed, so therefore you muted your mic. Therefore, I'm getting my inspirational quote ready that actually a friend of mine sent to me today. So I'm going to say it, and Dave's going to know who it is, and Dave's going to like it, which is okay. And are you back yet? Are we still in trouble? No, we're in mega heat, mega trouble. It's not looking good. So what I can do is maybe, since we're a little late, we're going to wrap it up. I'll do the outros. We're part of the Say It Again Network. This is the Beer and Sports Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter, Josh Kimmel OUS. I'm actually blowing up over there. I'm tweeting all the time. Josh Wingate 302. He's literally never on Twitter. I tag him. He's like, "You tagged me? What?" Yeah, I said, "Look at the tweet, buddy. Jesus Christ." And then where else can you find us? I don't know. Anywhere. I don't know if you put it on iTunes anymore, but Twitter, Facebook, which I don't go on Facebook anymore because I'm not a Republican. YouTube, Twitch. Are we on Twitch? Yeah, we are on Twitch. Where's our guy, SpongeBob? Oh, remember SpongeBob from last week? That guy was awesome.
I do remember that.
That guy was awesome. Are you back?
Inspirational tweet or a quote?
So I got this from a friend, and it's a good one, right? This is inspiration. This is what I wake up to. This is what got me going today. In this life, we are all just walking up a mountain, and we can sing as we climb, or we can complain about our sore feet. Whichever we choose, we still got to do the hike. I decided a long time ago singing made a lot more sense.